Okay, I'm starting the stream a little bit early. Make sure nothing is wrong before we get into it. Timer. Fortunately, no co-caster today for me, so I'm gonna try my best here. Right now, Bravo Charlie. I pull up the map strat. Okay. So team one, which is GNX, spawns in the north side here. I personally think that team one has a pretty significant advantage here. But see if that comes into play. They're locked, I think. Well, they haven't called it yet, but they're locked. Yeah, they're locked. Gonna send it in. All right. Team's coming in here. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Okay, so Marauder, Locust. Locust 1E is interesting. I wonder what that has. Katana Cat, Firestar 9K. Probably like SPL, like PPC. Let's see. Go. So 4Ls, PPC Goss. 1E, okay, Small Pulse Locusts. Here, Small Pulse Firestarter. Alright, so this is like 2 hard traders, the Katana Cat and the Marauder, and then a bunch of SPL. On the other side, we have Phoenix Hawks. Sub Small Laser Phoenix Hawks. Rifleman's interesting. 5-year large, Dowbreaker. Small laser snub Firestarter. That is very, very Chad build. And then SPL Fleet. Okay, so we'll see how Buster does in the trades here against Stimrog in the 4L. Because I think those two will end up trading. I think that ABIN should have a trade advantage at long distances, but in mid-range skirmishes, then GNX should have the upper hand with the snubs. So this will be really interesting. Looks like, yeah, Teos was thinking about grabbing Theta, but they thought maybe their GNX is pushing really aggressively and they need to respond to that. GNX has pushed up like really far. Pretty fearless here. I'm not sure if they scouted the Marauder. I assume they did. So they weren't worried about getting jumped. But they're trying to skirmish with those snubs, which is the right thing. James has got to be careful because a Katana Cat can absolutely blap him if he is not, careful about where he's stepping. Yeah, Katana Cat's so scary. Buster at 100%. Stimrog's also at 100%. So those two actually haven't like shot each other yet. Stim is actually okay. He's in the city here. Probably gonna peek out and get eyes on some GNX mechs soon. Right now, Cap's even. Neither team is willing to budge and go for Theta. I think Bowser, Teos might be thinking about it. Kind of confused why they're both going though. I wonder if they haven't seen the Rifleman and they think maybe a mech is over there, like trying to ambush them. Because Buster's still at 100%, so it's definitely possible they did not see this Rifleman yet, and they think all of GNX mechs are either here, and maybe they've noticed like one of them is missing, so they're worried about an ambush. But this does leave an opportunity open for GNX to push. I would be very like scared if I was Abins right now, because 5 versus 4, it doesn't really matter that they have more like SPL. Like a Katana Cat and a 4L are not like amazing in a brawl. These snub Small Laser Phoenix Hawks should absolutely take this fight. I wonder if they've seen GNX pushing so aggressively. It's like they know there's 2 mechs missing. I wonder if they saw them cross with a UAV or something. Because they're just in there. Wow, this is incredible aggression from GNX. I really like it though. They have the man advantage. James drops. He's full committing. He's got to be really careful here. He needs his teammates to help him. 79%. Teos and Bowser are coming back. They're running out of time on GNX. They need to make something happen right now because they're gonna get sandwiched actually. Stim fighting on kind of on the front line here. Very scary. If he gets like a good shot on the fleet, he'll just die. Yep, here comes Teos and Bowser. The GNX has to get out, honestly. They need to get out because if they continue to take this fight against the SPLs, they're gonna get dominated. The Rifleman is not in the fight right now. He's in the water trying to get angles, but James is going in hard. Okay, this is... I don't know about this. I mean, it's going to turn a lot of them around, but I don't think James is going to last. Ivor gets slapped down by Stim. Another Phoenix Hawk goes down. James is going to go down here. They do get Scout. The Rifleman is going to start getting shots. Lionel's legged. I think Akuma is going to get legged pretty soon here. He's in the middle of all of them. Locust is going for this Rifleman. Yeah, this is over. Over and done. Yeah, I think I kind of liked what GNX did, but I think they just need the full commit. I mean, they have the smalls with the snubs on all their mechs. I think you just got to bring all your DPS to bear there. Like, you can't... Playing poke against a Katana Cat and a Marauder 4L when you're a man up, probably a mistake, but not easy to do either. To make that call to, like, full send in there. Especially when your rifleman is probably, like, doesn't have any lines, so... Well played by ABINs, though. Like, nice and clean. I like that the, Locust came back right into it. They played the skirmish as well. You can see, actually, I'm kind of surprised Bowser only 86 damage. I mean, Tios got a lot when he came back in. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but maybe Bowser was game focused, had to cycle out. But yeah, Tios, highest damage on his team, actually, despite being off at Theta for a portion of that. Pretty impressive. The Rifleman was actually getting shots. I'm not sure how late that was, but I'm a little bit surprised by some of the lower damage numbers of, like, the Firestarter and, like, this Phoenix Sock, because I felt like they were trading with the snubs for quite a long time. Like, wonder if they were just not quite able to get angles and they were, like, a little bit too stacked up on each other. Okay, changing it the map. Next is Alpine Peaks. 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could talk about the game a little bit. Hold the map strat again. I do have to pay attention to the timer, though. Definitely easier to do this with a codecaster, I'll tell you that. See browser. That's my timer there. I always say it up here. All right. So, GNX, spawned Team 1. They had their rifleman in Delta 4. He eventually crossed in the water, but set up like this, and then they pushed up like 5 mechs in Echo 5. All with like a, snub hybrid except for the flea. And they made this movement aggressively in the Fox 5. I think they must have saw, like, to make this movement, they must have seen the locusts, like 2 of them go to Theta. And so they knew they had a man advantage, even 5 versus 4. But I think stalling out, like in this spot here, use green, I guess. Stalling out in this spot here, when you're like, have the Marauder 4L, the Katana Cat, you know, stacking up in like one spot and not being able to get shots of the snubs, I think, is what happened, because the damage numbers at the end, like, should have been higher given how long that fight played out if they were hitting shots with the snubs. So I think they just got, like, they were maybe a little bit too afraid to jump in. And then the locusts came back, obviously, and that was that, because then the fight turns into a 6 versus 5 essentially. Even if the rifleman's getting some shots, I would say at best 6 versus 6, most realistically 6 versus 5. But also ABINs has like the SPL. They have SPL on like all their lights, so more DPS compared to the snub small hybrids of GNX. So it was pretty tough at that point. Okay, they are locked. Set this. Okay, 360 for GNX. Bravo Alpha Charlie. Interesting split. Alpine Peaks. Alpha is really strange to put mechs in. They must be going to the top of the hill, but even then, I thought Bravo was faster because you don't have to go around the hill. Could be wrong. Maybe to avoid getting scouted. I know Bravo is scouted really easily, but Alpha Lance maybe not so much. I would guess Alpha Mech's going straight up the hill. Charlie Mech's probably going straight to Sigma. Bravo, I don't know. Guess we'll find out where they're gonna go. There's always like an element of you might not want to put your players in obvious lances, so like could send everything to the hill despite spawning 2 in Charlie and it being a little bit of a longer walk. If you want to not give away in lobby that you plan on sending all the mechs to the hill. Okay, both teams are locked. Sending it in. Charlie Bravo from Avins. This will be interesting. See, I want to see how the teams play around the Sigma cap because traditionally, from my understanding, usually if this map is 3 caps, Theta is in play, not Sigma. So I haven't been in comp a super long time, but for me, this is a little bit new. So the caps, for those wondering, are Sigma, Epsi, Kappa. No Theta, no Gamma allowed. So Battle Masters from Avins. 10k Panther, that's probably 2 ER PPC, I think, unless that's the ER large one. Vulcan 5S, I don't know what that has on it. Llama Linche from GNX is pretty cool. ER PPC like Goss. James in the Flea is going to run, I guess he's getting Epsi first, and then he's going to run for Sigma. I'm kind of surprised that the Flea's not going straight for Sigma, though. I gotta say, that means they must have, like, all traders other than that. Okay, Osiris 4D. 6 ER mediums going to the hill. Blackjack as well, probably? 3 ER PPC Blackjack. Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you. Damn. Yeah, so Llama Lynch setting up on this hill. I mean, it's got more range than, like, anything else that you can bring on IS, I think. With the Gauss Rifle. With the 25% range cork, so... Stalkers are probably just ER large. Yeah, 6 ER large. And 6 ER large, I'm guessing. Yeah. Then from Abin's side, I wonder if these Battlemasters are... Yeah, okay, so they're repping around the left side. 6 ER large. 6 ER large. 4 ER PPC. Now, I can't say... I can't remember if you can Alpha Strike the 4 ER PPCs with single heat sinks. You might be able to boat enough singles to Alpha Strike 4 ER PPCs in the high mounts. I know the 1G does have velocity and range. So if you can Alpha Strike it, that is a pretty nice build. If you can't, I'm not quite as convinced. But so you have a little bit of a contest for Sigma here. GNX getting it though, and that's after the Flea like took his time getting there. So oh, I need to stop the timer. Sorry about that. Okay, back in it, back in it. Okay, so James and Tio skirmishing over this. Oh, we're missing on the hill. Okay, my bad, my bad. So a little bit of skirmish here. Yeah, this is ERPPC Panther and what is this Vulcan? 2 ERPPC Vulcan 5S. Oh my gosh, Ivor goes down. Did he get backshot? No, just straight up core by Bowser and Texan. Good shots from them. Sorry, I missed that. I only caught the tail end. Damn, that's really rough. I think GNX is really gonna have to hunker down and try to hold Sigma Epsi and probably avoid trading to come back from this one, because now Evans has the control over the mountain. They're gonna have a full surround. These stalkers are gonna start getting bullied. And if you're just standing like looking at the hill, then you know you're losing elsewhere. Cyrus 40, I'm assuming is gonna just rotate away. He can't really do anything against these ERPPC Vulcan and Panther here. Abin's taken the hill with Kong here. I think Stim might rotate as well up there. No, he's more on the low ground. They have a nice spread on their Battlemasters. I think they're just going to try to force... so they actually did cap Sigma. I missed that as well. Teo Sliver capped it. I don't really... I think that's the problem with this Lamalinche, is that it has great sightlines on Sigma, but it's projectile weapons, right? So, yeah, if you hit the flea, you're really going to fuck it up, but hitting the flea is not so easy. And if you can't hit the flea, then it's going to cap. Check on Buster. Try to pay attention to what's going on up here. So GNX looks like they're bringing the flea over. I think they're going to full commit to try to catch at least one of these mechs, and if they don't, then this game is likely over. It looks like Abins might not realize there's two mechs here. They're definitely looking at that. They're just going to take this fight, though. Texan's pretty beat up, but I think the damage is relatively spread. Yeah, so... I don't know. I feel like Abins can just leave. Like, I don't think they need to stick around and contest this hill anymore with all the GNX mechs over here. This Stalker isn't doing anything right now if they just leave. I'm actually going to rotate to the right, though. I'm not sure if GNX realizes this. If they could catch both of these mechs, though, that would be huge. But I'm actually worried they're going to get backshot here in a second, because I don't think they realize... Well, maybe they do. Cyrus is checking. Oh, there they go. Seeing now. Good maneuvering by the 40 to try to dodge some shots there, but he is taking a bit of a beating. I think they have to try to take this fight with GNX. I think it's the only way they win the game. They have to take this 2 versus 2 and win it, because right now they're losing on caps, and it looks like they're losing on trades too. If you look at the top left and right percentages, are looking better for Abin's traders. Battlemaster's all above 90%, while Buster's below 90, Lionel's below 90, and Lamalinche's below 90. But Casilo Cyrus is already really messed up. His side torso's like 1 shot from 2 PPCs, I think. Or very, very close. James is not looking good. Oh, another good shot by Bowser. Oh, James is 1 touch now. Now, granted, they are fighting only ER PPCs, so hitting that exact side torso is very, like, going to be inconsistent. So he has a little bit more health if they want to keep fighting this, but I think they're making the call to run, but I don't think you can do this. I think that there's nowhere to run to, per se. They're actually moving into Overwatch as well from the Battlemaster up there. And that's really dangerous because this flea is so close to 1 touch. Like I said, the ER PPCs can't finish off that side torso because they don't have splash. But ER large very easily can, just like strafe it. Oh! Yeah, Temu takes him out all the way over here. He's very far away, but again, like he just needs to strafe that side torso a little bit. GNX panicking, I think that was a mistake to try to rotate away. Even though you're losing the fight, I think you just have to try. At this point, I don't see much GNX can do. They're all grouped up on... Oh my god, I missed this rotation. Abin's just rotating on this Lamalinche. Tired of his Giga range. They just decided to come kill him. Teos rolling in here. See if he can hammer the flea before it gets too close. He's gonna have 1 shot, probably. Oh, he's holding it. Teos playing with fire a little bit, maybe? But it looks like he's doing a good job. Kong is keeping his attention. Oh, Teos going in. Okay. See? Nope. Banshee goes down. Yeah, just getting cleaned up. All on the low ground on these stalkers. 6 versus 3. Stalker's rear, actually. Just see completely surrounded. I think he is going to end up getting reared here. Nowhere to turn. Gonna give up his back to the PPC Max. Gets halved from behind. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it does end up getting reared by Bowser. Just absolute brutality here. I mean... yeah, I mean... I don't know. This game's hard for them. I think the Blackjack getting picked right at the beginning is pretty much all she wrote, considering they weren't able to like take the fight and win the 2 versus 2 afterwards. I wish I saw the entire fight, but Blackjack obviously much easier to hit the CT. So in an ERPPC versus ERPPC type of fight, the Vulcan 5S and Panther are gonna have an advantage over a 3 ERPPC Blackjack for sure. And yeah, they just like committed to the hill and got punished. The Blackjack can't really escape either, so hope I should get the match ID, my bad. Bowser doing 450, 2 kills. Kong 458, 1 kill. Solid numbers down the line for ABIN here. You see the Blackjack dealing 60 damage. That means he shot twice because he has 3 RPPCs, right? And that's it. And then he was dead. Flea 17 tried to skirmish a bit, but yeah, didn't do much. Their traders, I mean, like they didn't do that bad. 414, 318, 321. Actually more than some of the ABIN's traders, but just didn't matter. They lost the fight on the hillside, so just got completely surrounded, and that was then. My mic is a little bit loud. Sorry, my chat is delayed. I can try to turn it down. Give me a second. I turned it down a little bit. Hopefully that's enough. If not, I apologize. Um, side swap the teams. Swapping. So the timer started. I hope GNX can bounce back after that. I mean, it's kind of a discouraging like loss where you just have a mech get picked at the very beginning. But I don't think like if the Blackjack didn't get picked again, it seemed their traders were doing okay. So I hope they maintain confidence and stick to whatever plan they had. Gotta just be more careful about those flanks, like taking the fights far outside of your Overwatch on the sides of the map is always dangerous. Have to like scout properly and determine if you can take the fight or not. Not easy to do, of course, but so GX did use 2 stalkers. Yeah, 2 stalkers of Llama Lynche, so I'm assuming they'll bring their last stalker for this now. You can maybe try some kind of pushy stuff on this map, but you have to very much gamble that the enemy brings like no amount of like any amount of DPS, and even then it's still very tricky. Likely to not work. ER large is just very strong on this map. Just very open sight lines, very hard to close in. If this was a lower tonnage drop, I definitely think it'd be viable to, or more viable, I should say, to bring a more aggressive deck. But since you're stuck with, I think it's like 320 tons minimum, it's pretty difficult to do that. They do have 2 minutes left. Let them know. Okay, they're locked. B2, 5 minutes. Set the timer. Right now, Charlie Bravo for ABIN. Makes me think that they are going for a complete Sigma side hold. You can still send the Mex and Bravo to the hill, for sure. I do, like I said, I think it is a little bit fast in Alpha, actually, because you don't have to go up the hill or around the hill. But likely 4 Mex at least gonna try to contest Sigma as soon as possible with that Charlie spawn. Okay. 3 minutes left. 3:30 minutes, or 3 minutes and 30 seconds left for GNX here. Good split again from them. 3 Mex Charlie. Hey, they are all green. Wait for them to stay locked. I'll let them know at 2 minutes if they don't type locked. They are locked. Sending it in. 350 for Abins is a little bit interesting. I wonder what they're running. We're gonna find out. Okay. Locust 1Bs from GNX. Ooh, Crusader 60. Okay, I think this will be interesting. Locust 1B should be ER large, I think. ER large light machine gun. Alright, so we'll see how these Locusts do. I think they have potential to do well. They're sending 3 mechs straight. These are all ER large, I'm assuming. 6 ER large, 6 ER large, 6 ER large. Yep. Alright, Abins. I see an awesome 8Q on Stimrog. He likes his peeps. 4 PPC. This is an Alpha Strike build. And 2 Stalkers of ER large. 5 ER large only on Bowser. Going for, again, like an Alpha Strike. Rather than 3 or large Vulcan 5T. It's interesting that you bring the 5T. I guess valuing all the torso mounts over the mask of the 5S, but I don't personally agree with that. I think it's a mistake. We'll see if it bites them. Cicada 3F. 2 ER PPCs. Very nice. I feel like ABIN might be, might be flexing a little bit. I'm not sure if their deck is, the absolute strongest, but it's still really solid. I mean, they have 2 Stalkers. So the best IS trader in the game, I would say. Let's look and try not to miss what's happening on the hill this time. So Locust 1V getting blapped right at the start here. Like, it looks like only 1 PPC actually hit him though. So there is, even with the Cicada mounts, which are pretty good, there is still like a certain amount of convergence. So if you're leading a shot, then on a Locust, it's very likely only 1 PPC would hit if it's moving properly. Now, you got to be careful not to stand still. I know it's like you want to use the ER large and be precise with your burn, but if you stand still with this Locust, you are going to get blapped. You are going to regret your decision. Locust 1v over here looks like it tried to get Sigma, but was forced off. Team 1 does have better Overwatch of Sigma at the beginning. From Team 2, you kind of have to force them off Sigma in order to get that cap. And ABIN's pushing really aggressively onto Sigma with their traders. I mean, this movement from Kong is like very aggressive. He's like basically on the cap, on a Stalker. But it should be fine. It looks like GNX is holding further back. So it's on GNX to do something now. They are 2 capped. They have plenty of time, but they do have to make a play. Eventually. We'll see when they decide that is. I think for now they're going to try to rely on the winning trades and forcing ABIN's down. Strike on rubbers. Gotta be careful. Locust 1v getting blapped again. I'm missing over here. Ivor's gotta be careful, man. His CT's open. And the Crusader looks like it's kind of getting beat up, but much more spread. This Locust is now playing with fire. He can die at any time. And I think if he dies, it's going to kind of be a repeat of last game. We're going to see like a, it's going to be like a pile-up of a car crash where the game suddenly just immediately goes towards ABIN's. They just take advantage of being a mech up. It's like, you can tell this Locust, he wants to be up here. He doesn't want to give up his position, but he's kind of getting sandwiched. He's all the way up here harassing him, and Texan just needs to land one more shot in the CT, and this game's likely over. The Crusader, you'd think would be trading okay with a 3-year large, but though the mounts are high, it is a bigger target, and it looks like he's not getting any good shots. Texan is just bullying them. GNX has gotta change something up. They either gotta leave this hill entirely, or they need to bring the other Locust over and take the fight. I don't know, but what's happening now over there is not working. And looks like Alpheus is going to try to step on the cap, but this is a full capped Sigma. So this is just, he's going to maybe burn some of it down, but I don't think he's going to get this cap. Teos is going to come back. Teos actually not jumping on him right away. But Kong scratching him a little bit. Now here comes Teos. Gonna harass him. Yeah, Alpheus has got to leave before he takes a bunch of damage. He does leave. I mean, he cut into the cap a bit, but not enough to flip it. Still have time, but my concern is that, like, it's less about the clock and more about, like, these mechs over here. It's only a matter of time before they, they die, given current trading situation. I will say, right now, it looks like, they say the Battlemasters aren't trading too bad against the Stalkers, but I kind of take that back. It looks like Rubber is 84%, and starting to hurt. Everybody on the ABINs is completely fresh. Stimrog, the worst for wear at 86, but completely very far away here. It doesn't really have cover. I'm surprised, like, the angle is not great for GNX, but I feel like this Awesome should be getting bullied a little bit more. He is really far away, granted. They're not doing too much damage to each other, but oh my gosh. Look at where Texan's positioned. They've completely surrounded these mechs. I feel like the Crusader might not even realize. He's gotta be careful. His back is gonna get shot. Ivor's... Oh, they don't even realize that he's gonna get hit eventually. He's standing stillish. They literally... Okay, now they realize that Crusader turns around. I actually would have liked if Texan had kept going for the Locust, given that he completely didn't realize that he was getting shot at. Because, like, as you can see, this angle is like... Texan can pop up and shoot his rear there. He's taking more shots at him. He's still turned around. He's eventually going to get blapped. Okay, it looks like... Yeah, he's realized now. That could have been really bad. It's still really bad, though. Like, I think it might be too late to bring the other Locust over and take this fight. To be honest, they bled so much that I don't think they can do it anymore. Now, granted, if they walk up on this Crusader, they're going to regret it. It's got 11 smalls. Okay, Taxon does eventually hit the Locust, who refused to get off the hill. Like, you know, he had his pride. I guess that it's kind of hard for him to leave, given that, like, where else does he go? But does eventually get blapped there, and I think the Crusader is going to fall relatively soon. Scout just needs to be careful, not get jumped here. Texan's just going to be getting free shots. Does get the back shot. Was that an XL check? Yes, it was. From the back. Actually, his front was open too, though, so... I think that's it. Over on this side, it looks like they've lost trades anyways. So, kind of losing on both sides. He was thinking about going in really aggressively. I think that he could die and it still wouldn't be. Okay. Right now my camera's broken. It's forcing me to go to the right. So, sorry, my camera work is going to become even worse than it already was. Can you please stop game? Okay, we did fix it. Robert Duckies goes down. Kong. Just corral on the low ground again. Pretty much all she wrote. Buster's actually, like, relatively fresh, but it just doesn't matter. Completely surrounded. No caps at this point. No way to get caps. Alpheus trying to trade with Stim. Let's see if Stim manages to hammer him here. Ooh. He gets hammered. CT open. I think it was 2 peeps that hit him, not 4. Glitching around a little bit on the hill. He is going to run away from Stim Rod, but unfortunately there's nowhere to escape to. Yeah. Just really clean game from ABINs, honestly. Like, just winning on all sides, doing what they needed to do. It's pretty much by the book. Stim Rock. See what the damage is like. Yeah, Stim doing 182, not a lot, but really far out of range, and you can see, like, you know, GNX traders didn't do a lot of damage either. So, like, they're pecking each other at, like, it must be like 1700, 1800 meters. It's very, very little damage done to either side. But that's fine for ABIN because they have the cap. Like, keeping the traders occupied is actually good. So Stim did his job, did it well. But all their mechs actually dealing, like, significant damage, like, doing what they needed to do. On the other side, you can see the Crusader just got bullied. Got pop-tarted by the Cicada. Wasn't able to trade against the Cicada and Vulcan, and, well, the Locusts didn't do too well either. Alpheus was trying to get the cap, but yeah, Ivor, like, with the 1 year large, not going to be able to trade against the Vulcan and the Cicada, so pretty tough for GNX here. Okay, we're going to change the map to HPG now. ABINs have won the match at this point, but I hope GNX keeps trying to fight for a drop. But I will say, at this point, you know, when you're down the match anyways, this is the time to bring out, like, you know, crazy strats. If there was ever a time to do it, it's like in this situation. So maybe they, you know, if they were gonna, like, trade, for example, and bring your large, maybe they decide to mix it up and go for, like, a full send. Obviously, I can't say. That's gonna be on them. There is also merit to just, you know, playing what you planned on, no matter what, and just trying to do your best and maybe getting, like, good practice out of it, if nothing else. But I wouldn't be too surprised if we see something a little bit crazy from GNX in these next 2 drops. I guess team 1, 5 minutes. I forgot to start the timer. I'm gonna start now. I really miss having a co-caster. Bowser was awesome to cast with. Unfortunately, he couldn't cast this one with me as he's playing, but Hopefully I'm managing to do an acceptable job of bringing you guys this match. I guess we could pull up the master and like talk. What do we think GNX could have done that last game given their drop deck? I think their drop deck, like I said, it was actually really strong, but pull it up. So GNX had the Crusader on the I-9 hill. They had a Locust up here. And they had a Locust at Sigma, and then, 3 traders like back here, here, and like here or something. And ABIN's had an awesome up here, a Stalker like almost on the cap, a Stalker back here, and then the Flea like rotating down here. And then they had the Vulcan, and eventually the Cicada all the way over in H11. I think what GNX needed to do was either abandon this hill entirely and make some sort of aggressive play on the left side, maybe like start pushing up with your battle masters and the stalker and even the locust, and then these mechs can maybe try to like make some kind of play in, or bring the locust over from the Sigma side and then try to take the 3 versus 2 fight, try to rotate over and then like jump on the cicada, for example. The locusts are definitely faster than the cicada, and they have the LMGs. Obviously it is scary, but if they bring over the locust early enough and they jump on these mechs over in G9, the Vulcan and the Cicada, are very far away from their teammates. Their teammates cannot help them at all. So if they manage to get the Locust on them, so like by surprise, and the Crusader starts, running forward, they're gonna have to try to kite back. But it's not so easy to kite back, especially with that Vulcan of ER large against Locusts that can like, they're faster than you. They can stay on you. They have the LMGs, so they're gonna have like okay DPS if they're going for your leg. 8 LMGs on the Locust, which I think has rate of fireworks, and ER large that has like 50% cooldown, is significant. I think that's what they needed to do. Obviously, it's easier to say that in hindsight, but I think they wanted to keep the Locust on Sigma to try to like cap it at the first opportunity. But given that ABIN's was winning the trades and they have the better Overwatch over Sigma, it just was unlikely to happen, and you saw it didn't happen. So I would have liked to see them pull that Locust over and try to take a 3 versus 2 on the other side. One down to 2 minutes. Walked. Okay. In 5 minutes. The chat is obviously a delay, but Stim's saying technically scratching his paint, so he's telling my teammates taking 2 or 3 traders, they can do whatever they want while that's going on. Yeah, it makes complete sense. You were a little bit down in the open, but at the range you were, and given that they only have ER large and no Gauss rifles, then you're still just safe off the distance, for sure. I think you played it well, from what I saw. We haven't seen. I'm trying to think. Oh, it's the timer. I didn't actually reset the timer though, so that means, okay, I said that with 2 minutes, so it's 3 minutes left. Okay, I'm sorry. Noobcaster. 3 minutes left for GNX. GNX is right now over tonnage, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. We have 2 minutes left now. So that. Need to cut 10 more tons down. Or 15. Locked. All right, we're going in. So 415, 420. Let's see what they brought. I expect some wall sniping from at least one team, but I definitely don't think you have to wall snipe. I think there's on this map you can do other things. You could go for a brawl push. It is possible to execute. I think you do need to bring the right mechs, and they all have to have JJs to jump up. It would be kind of cool to see that from GNX, but or ABINs for that matter. Okay, Phoenix Hawk 7S, Corsairs, and Banshee Lama Lich. Okay, so like full 3 wall snipers and 3 Phoenix Hawk 7Ss from ABINs is really interesting. I'm assuming those are snub Phoenix Hawks? And ER large Corsairs. It could be like Gauss Rifle ER PPC Corsairs technically. Snub small pulse, ER large Gauss on the Corsair. Small pulse. Blanche is ER PPC like Gauss. That is... Oh, that's the timer again. I'm sorry about that. It is an interesting build from Kong. I am looking forward to seeing this in action. That one rotary AC2. Very, very interesting. Okay, on the other side, ER large Battlemaster. Like Gauss ER large Corsair. That is very interesting. I don't quite understand that, but have to see the build. ER PPC small laser Crusader. Oh, James underneath. He's gonna have to get out of here right now, or he's gonna die. Oh, it's scary actually. It's scary. He could get blapped in the back. He does get hit, but he does get out. It's okay. So the fighting has begun. Where's this Hatamoto? You act 2 light PPC, Hatamoto, and the Warhammer 6 I'm assuming is light Gauss. Your PPC, yeah. Okay, so both teams wall sniping. I think that honestly, despite having 4 mechs up here, GNX doesn't necessarily win these trades. I think like ABINs has the stronger mechs. Maybe the Banshee is weak, but we'll see if Stimrock can make it work well. CT is really big on it though, so like probably gonna eat quite a lot of damage to the CT. Hopefully he can preserve. Phoenix Hawks get Theta. So GNX is like on a clock now, similar to last game. They got to do something eventually, but they are a more cohesive unit here. I think if they win the wall trades, they could win this game. But I don't think if them making an aggressive movement is going to work, given the Phoenix Hawks with the snubs and smalls. I think if they drop off the wall with their traders here, they're going to have a bad time. The Hatamoto could maybe move up and try to get like better angles. maybe a little bit closer to use the UAC2s, but the UAC2s have a good amount of range still. Okay, actually, Bowser is taking quite a lot of fire there. He's gotta be careful. His dome, it seems like better cover than it is. I know from experience that can be tough to play behind this. If the enemy wraps all the way to where Buster is, they start to get angles on you through some of the gaps, but Kong can hopefully keep Buster busy. Right now, they're just hard trading 3 versus 4, though. Like, even if the Hatamoto is a little bit out of its range. Oh my gosh, James is playing with fire again. I think this is a huge mistake. You can't go underneath when you scout that they only have 3 traders. You gotta give that up. If anything, you could try going Epsi, but going underneath is a huge mistake. I missed that. Did not think he would go for that. His leg is 1 touch now. Oof. I mean, at least he's not legged. He can still play the cap later on. Maybe try to back cap, but he's kind of out of the fight now. He's, in a way, dead. ABIN's probably knows that, so these Phoenix Hawks, let's see if they choose to get aggressive. I'm assuming their traders will tell them if they're losing trades, but they really don't need to like be aggressive by any means. So right now, all of ABIN's traders could just hide, and it would be on GNX to find a way to be aggressive. So I don't see GNX winning this game at this point with the fleet taking that much damage. I think it'd be very difficult for them to have any sort of aggression, but they also are losing the trades. 4 versus 3 here. Kind of like predicted. Oh, Buster's head is 1 shot. Well, okay. Hit scan can definitely finish that. He's got to be careful. They probably don't realize, though. They probably don't have a lock. That's the saving grace. But you can see, I know, down to 80%. Rubber Ducky's down to 64. Open side torso. Hatamoto is still fresh, but we'll see how long that lasts. But you can just see the percentages kind of just tell the story of this game right now. Like, if you just look at the traders, like how much more armor GNX has bled compared to the ABIN's traders, despite being 4 versus 3 again. And I really think it's maybe a skill thing, but also it's a mech thing. I'm not convinced about like Goss on the Corsair, because at the ranges that you're trading, the Goss actually like does more damage than the ER large because you're outside of the ER large range, and the Goss scales better. So you're not just losing like, you know, like 10 damage at that range. You're losing a significant portion of your alpha strike when you swap the Goss for light Goss. Buster's only ER large. And then Rubber Duck, or not Rubber, Akuma is like outside of range with the UAC2s, and you're trading like across the entire map. So I think like the mech choice from ABIN's was maybe stronger here. This Crusader being 100% fresh though is maybe their hope. Crusaders can definitely clutch out a game. If there was one mech that you would want to put on the bat, like, you know, to carry a match, it is the Crusader. Find a way to be sneaky, can absolutely just insta-kill anything if you get behind it, and even from the front, if somebody oversteps, can hard punish. So kind of going to be on Bachal here to make a play. I think they do need to like try to make a play. If I was Bachal, I'd be thinking about trying to rotate like around the back here, maybe trying to sneak through, have your traders keep them busy, and try to sneak behind Bowser even. It would help if his fleet could maybe come with him and wasn't like 1 shot, but okay, he is going to try to be aggressive in the middle. But I think, yeah, the Overwatch is going to be able to shoot him from this angle, and honestly, if he can't get into small laser range, then like, yeah, okay, yeah, he's bleeding a lot already. Only way that, you know, you can win trades with the Crusader against these Phoenix Hawks even with the snubs is if you get into range with the smalls. Okay, Teos playing very aggressively. Let me get a better angle. Sorry, camera work is terrible camera work. Chal, yeah, already lost an arm. Side torso almost open. Didn't really get much damage out. I think he strafed Scout with some... Yeah, it was pretty much dead. Yeah, I think he wanted to be aggressive because what we were saying, he needed to do something. His team is losing, but did not work out, unfortunately. And I think that's probably game over. I don't really see... Barring like a couple headshots, I don't see how GNX wins this game, to be honest, but we'll see what they can do. Trying to preserve on the Crusader now. Phoenix Hawks bullying him quite a bit. No real way to go Theta. Something else they could have tried to have done, you know, instead of the Flea going under there alone and getting his leg open, they could have maybe dropped the Hatamoto from the wall and taken the fight underneath with the Hatamoto, Crusader, and Flea against the 3 Phoenix Hawks. That could have been in their favor. I'd actually favor them in that fight, but Obviously, that's not a viable option anymore. I think Texan's gonna get an angle, does XL check, put Chal there. Raiders from GNX still just sitting on the wall. Bowser and Kong both really low. Stim actually 58%. What is this percentage like? CT open, but honestly is spread relatively well considering. Kong open CT. I'm assuming Bowser's also CT. All these mechs have big CTs. Texan gets James. They gank the flea over here. And I think the Phoenix Dogs are just going to roll and clean up everything. They're completely fresh. You can see the confidence from ABINs. They're just full sending. They don't care that their Overwatch maybe can't help them. They're just willing to go take a 3 versus 4 at this point. Like, they know how much up in percentage they are. They know they can just clean up. And you're just going to see wave of Phoenix Hawk come and kill everything, I think. Shooting that. I think one of them shot that to indicate that they can jump on here and then jump up to the wall from this spot. Kill Lionel. Yeah, Scout going for the jump. Can he make it? I don't know how many jump jets he has. Oh, he can make it. Very nice. But he is up here alone now, so... Damn, again, the confidence. He's just gonna full send, kill Buster by himself, I think. Yeah. Nakama gonna drop out of the enemy's Overwatch, but yeah, he's not long for this world. Oh, he did headshot him at the end. Well, it was one-shot CT, but it did scratch the head. Finish him. Big Mark, Stim, maybe a little bit of trolling. Very clean game from ABINs. I think they had a really strong deck. I think they played it really well. Stimrog with 601 damage. That is, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that. I mean, the Banshee, in my opinion, like, even despite the 25% range, if you're not, like, at 1,800 meters, I think it's very hard to win trades with that. But Stimrog, you know, proving me wrong. Doing really good. Bowser actually even more damage in the Corsair for your large class. But yeah, just high damages for ABINs. Not so much on the GNX side. But they did beat up the traders a little bit. But yeah, the Flea getting almost like at the beginning, not able to do anything really. And Crusader just couldn't find a way to actually get into the fight safely. Oh, I didn't publish stats. Okay, well, I think I might have forgotten the last one too. Hopefully the team that won remembered to publish their own stats. But I'm really sorry about that. I think the casters are supposed to as well. Teams. Team 1 5 minutes. So we can go to the map strat. So basically, ABINs was set up with 3 traders on the wall in power positions. Corsair using the high mounts over the dish. Stimrog using the cover at side peeking, and then Bowser using the dish over here. And then they had 3 Phoenix Hawks like in Delta 5 rotating between underneath and like up top, but never in line of sight of the enemy Overwatch. And then on the other side you had, I think it was a Battlemaster here. I think honestly Hatamoto and Warhammer both started not Delta 3, Echo 3. It was like this and then one mech here, I think. Like the Corsair. Maybe the Corsair was like over here. Something like this, I think. And they traded 4 versus 3, but they actually lost their trades. Which is, you never want to see that, of course, but I think the ABIN's mechs were stronger overall. The Corsair, I think, at that range, exceptionally strong. Stimrog proving the Blamalinche is not a meme. It's actually good in the right hands. Doing good work with it, so... ABIN's wins the trades. I think that like I said, the options for GNX when you're like losing the trades, especially when you're like 4 traders versus 3, you either have to drop off the wall and, walk into Theta with your traders, take the fight there, or you can try to back cap if you feel like they don't have angles. Um, but I think that if you send the flea, like, going underneath was not the play with the flea. That's never going to work when they have 3 Phoenix Hawks floating around. But if you had gone for like FC with the flea, I think that you're going to get trapped, so their Phoenix Hawks are just going to rotate on you. So you'd have to bring like the Crusader as well, at the very least. Maybe have one of your like traders move onto the low grounds like here and try to get lines of sight to prevent rotations from the Phoenix Hawks. But yeah, it's really scary to step on FC as a flea, so I understand why you didn't there. I think the better play, and the one GNX should have gone for, was dropping down at least the Hatamoto, and then going into Theta with the Flea, the Hatamoto, and the Crusader. And you could even bring more traders if you're losing the trades anyways in the wall. It would make sense to just like drop and stop trading. The ABIN's traders are very static. They don't want to leave the wall. Try to get Theta and play the caps and force them to rotate out of their power positions behind the dishes, at the very least, and then try to trade. I would have liked to see that, but didn't quite happen. Let me see. Are they locked yet? Okay. I missed when they locked, but Team 2, 5 minutes. I will say, I don't think the Phoenix Hawk is particularly strong. I mean, it has a lot of the tools that you want. It's got a lot of energy hard points. It's got mask. It's got high mounts on the side torsos. And I like the build that ABINs are bringing on it, but I will say that in this situation, like with how they wanted to play the map, it actually is a very strong build, because if you take something like the Vulcan as like a direct comparison, if you're just using the snubs, I think the Vulcan is much superior. It's got better quirks, better hitboxes, better, everything. But oops, sorry, I forgot to go back to game. But given that they were using the Phoenix Hawks to hold Theta, the 5 SPLs on the Phoenix Hawks is actually a huge deal. It's a huge DPS boost that the Vulcan doesn't get. Even if you run the HMGs, realistically, it's not the same amount of burst in DPS. So, really like the build and the way that they played their Phoenix Hawks on ABINs. Very patient, just doing what they needed to do. ABIN's like playing very, very well in these games, I think. Just doing everything right. Pretty much by the book. Yeah, I didn't see the Rack 2 getting used, actually. I wasn't looking. But, interesting build from Kong. I did kind of forget about that. Not 100% sold on the Rack 2, but, I think Kong likes his spicy builds. I think he likes his spicy builds. 375 from ABINs right now. Are they gonna lock at this? No, okay, no. I was gonna say that would be very brave. Definitely could work. If you're team 2, I don't know what the minimum tonnage is on this last drop. I think it might be 300, like 90, or maybe it's 375. There is a minimum tonnage that you can bring, unfortunately. So you can't bring 6 OP lights on the final drop, as funny as that would be. But if you're team 2, you can, wait for the enemy team to lock and then bring a very low tonnage. They are locked, actually, so they are bringing 375. I don't know what the minimum tonnage limit is. Hopefully they checked that, but we're sending it in. It's not my decision to make. I'm not a ref. But I do know there's a minimum tonnage. Hopefully it's 375 or 370, and they don't just forfeit this drop. But stop the timer. But yeah, ABINs, so they locked second, so they're relying on GNX not having enough DPS and leaning entirely into trade. This does mean that if if GNX brought things like Daka, they're gonna be in great shape to take a win here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the deck from both ABINs and GNX. I really hope for GNX sake. They should know though. They see their opponent's tonnage. They see their 375. They know a rush is coming. And it could be mind games. Maybe there won't be a rush. No, it's... Okay, I think ABINs might be having a little bit of fun right now. I think they're very confident. And bringing the Commando 2D out. Let's see what... Okay, they brought 2 heroes as well. So they're forfeiting the drop. Interesting choice from ABIN's. Actually, I don't really know what to say about this. Okay, let me backspace. SRM Flamers. It's my alarm. I'm gonna have to go shut that off. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I don't want to miss the commando action. Let me make sure. Oh, okay, underneath. Commando's getting in there. Vulcan 5S is very brave to go underneath, but yeah, they should be able to bully these commandos away. Commandos are gonna have to leave. So yeah, it is snub Vulcans. Well, some of them with machine guns, it looks like. And then from GNX, they have an Annihilator 2A, 6 AC5s, 1P with 5-year large, and I'm guessing this is also 5-year large. Okay. So, interesting with the AC5 Annie. Commandos rotating around. They're going to jump on these air large mechs eventually. They popped a UAV, so they should know that they're coming this way. On GNX, they should know the commandos are doing this rotation if they pay attention where the UAVs are at. But given that they're not shooting these UAVs down, I get the feeling they don't know. And so these commandos are going to jump on rubber eventually, I think. They still haven't shot these UAVs down. I really think they have no idea this is coming, these commandos. Oh, they're going to walk up this ramp, though. Let's see if they scout and change their mind. Okay, they're just going for it. It is spotted now. Vulcan's going forward to fight the Atlas. They're going to jump Bowser and bully him, I think, but who will die first? The Bowser to the snub Vulcans or these Annies to the Commandos? They're coming in hot. I don't know which one to look at. I feel like we gotta respect the Commandos, though. Are they going legs? Oh, they're checking his legs. Oh, no. Left, right leg gone, left leg going. Not gonna last long. Goes down. Buster can't do anything. He's got ER large. He can't even pitch far enough down if they hug him. Actually getting some shots on Derek, though. Oh, no. Buster, I'm sorry. Does go down. They actually get Bowser on the other side, though. Okay. James in it with the AC5s. Trading with the 4L. Or the AL, I mean the Alpha. Side torso open. Stimrog in the K3, yeah, he's ER PPC like us. 3 ER PPC, actually, yeah, very high Alpha build. Mando Bros are in it now. They're in it to support Stim. Jumping on this Vulcan. I wonder if... Are they going legs or... Let me see. Yeah, they are going legs on everything. Damn, that Vulcan died fast. Okay. I think they're going to jump James next. They did have him. James is going to get double side torsoed, I think, very fast here. Goes down to the Commandos. Just 2 Vulcans left. They're trying their best. Hit their shots. Maybe do a bit of kiting. But not going to last too long here. Kong is about to get lines of sight. See if Scout dies. He's really, really messed up. Just one shot on him would be enough, but... Lionel not going to last. Does go down to Stim. Okay, so making this chase. Side torso open. Kong team killing Derek. You can tell they're having a little bit of fun. Vulcan's legs open. Yeah, he's gonna go down here. So Commando Bros doing what Commandos love to do. Very strange game. Oh, more team kills. Very strange game, but yeah, ABIN's having fun. They got their match win. I guess that's all they wanted. I do like to see the Commandos, but yeah, a little bit at a loss for words for what we've witnessed here. Gotta say, it's good to see teams having fun, but yeah, interesting. Okay. I think uh trying to ride the alpha. The Atlas's noble steed. Excellent. I don't know why they're not capping though. I mean, I know it's a drop loss anyways, but I think you guys can end it, please. I'd like to go get a sandwich. I'm actually pretty hungry. I'll stick out the cast no matter what though. Even if they want to burn another 9 minutes, I will sit here for 9 minutes if that is what they want to do. Let's look at the dead bodies. So how did Bowser go down anyways? He threw the CT. Not even rear. Scout got team killed, I think, right? Yep. Team killed. Come on, guys. Can we not do the decals again? Oh my lord. I'm kind of afraid to look now, but what is that on his back? Like a backpack? No, it's like a battery. Some kind of bolt on. It did cap Theta. Don't need to look at the commando anymore. Yeah, we're just flying around. Colin coming in for the team kill. Is he gonna step on this cap now? Thinking about it. Oh, okay, he is. I think they need to get another cap now, though. Stimrog coming over to FC. He wants to ride on the Alpha some more, I guess. I don't think 2 caps enough. I think they need a third one. Yeah, they do. Oh, they'll have to meander over to Gamma. Shit. Bit of a 1v1 going on. I don't think Stim's actually fighting back. Wouldn't be able to win this, given the shit of his mech. As foreboding as possible. These poor Annies. Absolutely bullied. I wonder why the Vulcans didn't come back, though. I wonder if they had enough JJs to scale the wall. If not, it would make sense. But if they did, then I definitely feel like they should have come back. Fought the Commandos. Commando builds were a little bit... I'm not sure if they were different or... This one, I don't think had flamers, just SRMs. Or maybe it's just because they've lost components. Kong is trying to cut off Stimrog, I think. Oh, he's killed himself? Okay. Question is Stim gonna kill himself or will he cap? Up to him to finish this game one way or another. Oh. Oh, he's teasing me. Sib, I'm hungry. Please. Please. Do it. Oh, that's a little bit more. So close to the line. Oh, there we go. Hell yes.
They have resource point Gamma.
That's not enough. Oh my gosh, there's not enough time left. They need another cap. Bro. Not like this. Oh, I thought 3 cap would be enough, but they took so long to get there. Man. Alright, another 4 minutes then. Actually, kind of surprised. I feel like 3 cap in 4 minutes should cross over. Huh. I mean, I guess not, but... Probably really close. Still here, just chilling. I feel like they are gonna pass. I don't know why the game didn't end. Like, it always confuses me, like, when the game will end and when it won't. Like, it is gonna... With 3 cap, it is enough to cross 424 in the time. So I don't really understand why the game didn't end as soon as they got this 3rd cap, but... I'm assuming it'll end as soon as they cross 424, so... There you go. Semra, the sole survivor of the absolute massacre that was this match. Let's see. What do we got? Commando's doing work. 521 for Pelisario. Scout and Saiso not that far behind. Bowser getting ganked a bit, but you know, he was kind of the sacrifice for his Commando bros. So I'm sure they salute him. But yeah, it was tough for GNX, I think. Alpha did good damage. I'd like to see the team damage, but obviously it can't. Yeah, not going GNX's way. But GG's to both teams regardless. Very interesting games, I will say. I think ABIN's played really, really solid. Even in the last game, to some extent, given what they had, they played pretty decent. But yeah, obviously having some fun in that last game. But still, GG's to both teams again. I'm gonna call this stream there. Thanks for watching, guys. And have a good day.